welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Oline and I'm a knitter from Norway, and I have been waiting to cast on for this yarn for months now. This is my leftover yarn after my wedding dress. I used this yarn to make all of the mohair stuff for my wedding dress. This is Drops Kid Silk. I think this is called Mist, and this is Offwhite. I love them together. This yarn is also just really special to me because it was my wedding yarn, and I knew I would have a bit of leftovers in this yarn, so ever since I have been trying to figure out what to do with it, and I figured I'm going to make a Cumulus blouse. That's something I have already made once and I know I love, and I know I love these colors together, so I really wanted to be able to use them together again. And I have 4 skeins left over in each, and that's the perfect amount to make a Cumulus blouse in my size, so that's what this is going to be. I've known about that plan for quite some time now, but I haven't found the right time to cast on. But I think that time is today. I need to find some knitting to bring with me to a party, and I think the Cumulus Blouse O-neck is going to be perfect for that. As I said, I have made it before, and it starts out pretty plain, just stockinette back and forth, some increases. I don't think I'm going to have to look at the pattern too much to do the start of this, so I think that will be the perfect one. And I'm also really itching to knit with this yarn again. I loved knitting with it the first time around, and I'm really excited to get some of my wedding yarn into my everyday wardrobe, and especially now that we are heading into summer as well. It's already June and I haven't really gotten anywhere with my summer knits. I'm ready to start getting to some of them. So I'm going to be casting on the Cumulus blouse today, and I hope you'll want to come with me on the journey to making it. Hi, I am back with just a tiny little update about my Cumulus blouse. I wanted to pop in and tell you guys about my mistake, and also just share my progress, because I've made quite a lot of progress. As I said, this is my second time making the Cumulus blouse, but it is my first time making it in kid silk, which has been so far a really great experience. I've been a bit wary because I often find kid silk a bit scratchy and itchy, but this so far seems to be very soft, so I'm excited about that. And I love this color. This yarn is also very special to me, as it is my wedding yarn, so it's just been lovely working it up so far. But to my mistake, even though I have knit this before, I made a mistake when picking out the needle size. I was just going to pick the needle with me as we left out the door, because we were going to a kind of a barn party where I was going to cast this on, and I did not read the pattern. And usually with 2 strands of kid silk, my immediate thought is 4mm needles, so I grabbed those. Turns out I was supposed to grab 4.5mm needles, but we were already there was no going back, and I really wanted to have something to work on, so I decided to just go up a size. I think that will, I don't know, actually I haven't measured my gauge. I think that might leave me with a bigger sweater than if because now I'm knitting this in large on 4mm needles instead of medium on 4.5. So I think this will be bigger than if I did 4.5 and a medium, but that's fine. As I said, I have one of these before, and that is on the smaller side because I also didn't use the right yarn with that one. So I think this will be really nice, and even though it is a mistake, I don't know if you can see my gauge, but I really think the way the stitches look on 4mm needles is really nice, and with this yarn as well. But I really hope this works out well, both when it comes to row gauge and like the stitch gauge. I love this yarn, so I really want this to turn out right. I don't want this to be like messed up, since the yarn is so special to me, but so far so good. I've just finished the first skein of white now. I still have a tiny little bit left of this blue one, and I am just about to separate for sleeves, and I have to say that it looks like I have enough length before separating for sleeves, if you ask me. It doesn't look like it's too short. It also looks more than wide enough, so I'm really excited for that. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect the next skeins and separate for the sleeves, because that's a really big part, and then after I run out of those skeins, the skeins also last really long. That's one of the great parts with working with mohair, because the skeins are really long and it's also really easy to change them without having to weave in any ends. But I think I'm going to do the neckline quite soon, because now it looks kind of ridiculously big, but I think having an I-cord in here will do a lot for that. But as I said, I think for some parts of this that it is going to be bigger, because I sized up. But that is my progress so far, and I'm having a lot of fun working on it. But hopefully I'll be better at reading the pattern moving forwards, and there will be no more mistakes. But I think I managed to find a good solution to the one problem. So that is my Cumulus blouse so far. I'm back with another really quick update on the Cumulus. I just can't seem to put this down. It's so fun to be working with this yarn again and reliving all of my previous memories from this yarn, and that just makes me want to knit on this all of the time. So I've gotten quite far. I don't know if you can see it really well, but I have done the I-cord around the neck now. I haven't weaved in all of the ends surrounding that, but that is done and it looks a lot more tidy now. And I have also gotten really far on the body, since I'm imagining this as more of a summer knit, hopefully a year-round knit, but definitely a summer knit. I am cropping this a little bit. I did try it on today and it was still a little bit too cropped, but I'm thinking, I did mark where I was when I tried it on with this little one, and I'm thinking 3 or 4 centimeters from this point and then the I-cord. That will make it quite cropped but still long enough to wear with all of my jeans and pants, so that should be perfect for summer and also all year round. So the body is almost done, and then I just have the sleeves left. These are my next to last skein, so I have, after these ones, I have one more in each color. So I don't think I'm playing yarn chicken even though I have the sleeves left, because I just started these ones and I'm almost done with the body. But also hopefully I won't have too many leftovers, because I don't love having leftovers. These were already leftovers, so I really hope I won't have leftovers after my second project. But yeah, that's where we're at, and I don't know, maybe hopefully the next time we'll talk I'll be done with this whole thing. It is working up really quickly and so far so good. Even though I used the wrong needle, I have been able to try it on twice, once before I did the I-cord and once after, and it fits. I did size up one size because of the needle mistake, but I was a bit afraid of the row gauge, but it seems to be fine. I'm still a bit worried about the sleeves. I have thought about maybe going up to the correct needle size for the sleeves, but I don't know what that will do with how my stitches look, so still trying to figure that out. I think I'll start doing the sleeves on 4mm needles as well and see how that works. I'm going to try it on then and see what kind of positive ease I get in the sleeves. I usually don't get that much positive ease in the sleeves, so I'm a bit worried about it, but I think it will be fine. But that is my progress on this so far, and I'm really excited to be almost done with it now. Here is the final update. I am finally all done with my Cumulus blouse. I know I haven't been working on this for so long, but I have kind of been working on the idea for so long in my mind, so it feels so great to finally be able to wear this. This whole project, the yarn, everything has been so special to me, so it really means so much to be able to wear this blouse now. And here it is, the Cumulus Blouse O-neck. I guess we'll go through all of the changes I made. First, I made a change by mistake, 4mm needles instead of 4.5mm needles in the end. I am happy with that. I also ended up deciding to do the whole thing on 4mm needles, so the sleeves are also 4mm needles, but I did decrease a lot less frequent on these because they are on 4mm needles, and I also don't tend to get a lot of positive E's. I still didn't get a lot of positive E's, but I decreased every 10th row instead of every 7th, so a bit of a difference, but not much. I think in the end I ended up decreasing 3 times less on each sleeve, and I am really happy with how they fit me. As I said, not a lot of positive E's, but they fit well. I also got a good length on those. I decided to crop the body a little bit. I don't know if you can see, but if I raise my hands and move around, it is quite cropped. That is because I wanted this to be more of a summer garment, and I also wanted it to hit like right above or right around where my pants usually go, so I'm really happy with that. But I really love long sleeves. I don't want anything to be like 3/4 or anything. Even though this is cropped, I still want to be able to like hide my hands in the sleeves. So I'm really happy with all of the modifications, and I'm really happy with how often I decided to try this on. I tried it on quite a few times as I was working on the body, and I tried it on all of the time as I was working on the sleeves because it was really easy to try it on them. So I got everything exactly to the length I wanted it to be. And I haven't blocked this yet, I haven't washed this yet because I don't feel like Kid Silk needs this as much, but I have steamed it just especially around the I-cord. It is pretty wrinkly once it's finished. It's still a bit wrinkly, but it is steamed, so it lays a lot better on me. And I also could see in real time as I was steaming it that it did grow a little, especially around the neck. I could see it like visibly relax, which was also really fun to be able to see it real time. I also, after finishing this, before I wove in and cut off the ends, weighed this and measured how much yarn it took, and this sweater weighs exactly 183 grams. So since I used 2 different colors, I rounded up to 184, and that means that I used about 92 of each skein, which isn't 100% exact science because I am left with way more of my blue skein than I am of my white, and it really depends on the way the yarns wrap around each other, and the way they wrapped around each other. For me, I ended up using more white, but it is pretty right that I ended up using 4 skeins for this, which was what the pattern said. So I'm really glad I did end up playing yarn chicken for this one. I was a little bit afraid I was going to do it when I knit the body. That's also probably why it is a little bit cropped, but I got away without doing any yarn chicken, and I also got away without having too many leftovers, which I am really excited about. But yeah, that is my new sweater. I'm going to be wearing this all summer for sure. It's so lovely and it suits the summer weather we have here perfectly. Still warm, mohair, but really breathable, and also this one is cropped, so I can't wait to hopefully see some summer weather in this. But that is everything for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like and a comment. That means the absolute world to me. And if you want to see more from me, please subscribe. Bye!